Hey, 49ers faithful. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates on our beloved San Francisco 49ers. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any breaking news or exciting updates about the Niners. Surprisingly, the 49ers had a day packed with significant developments. I started the day thinking there was some good news, maybe a double dose for the Niners, but that quickly turned into 3, then 4. Now we've reached a point where there's so much positive news that I can't wait to share it all with you in this video. There's a lot to cover today, with several key topics lined up. To begin, I received breaking news. The 49ers moved quickly, according to a trusted source, to address a clear need at offensive tackle heading into the 2025 season due to a recent departure. We lost a backup tackle, and a replacement was necessary. The Niners acted accordingly, signing a player who already has experience in other leagues. This player brings a solid track record, having started 2 games last season. In fact, I'm prepared to discuss 5 or 6 topics today. So if you feel like you've already heard this part, feel free to double-tap the right side of your screen to skip ahead. But this player, who started 2 games last season, spent most of his career competing against the Niners in the division after being selected in the first round of the 2015 draft out of a prestigious university. Since then, the 6 feet 5 inches tackle has appeared in 100 games and was even selected for a major event in 2021. That's all you really need to know. He brings experience, and that's what matters most. This is a solid veteran signing, the kind of player you need at this position, someone who can compete for a role and already has the trust of the coaching staff. His experience within the division could be a useful asset as we approach the regular season. Now, shifting focus to a player who plays a key role in this narrative. I've already covered him before, so I won't dive too deep into the details of his contract extension. Just know that I find the decision absolutely admirable. I believe the Niners made a tremendous move by locking him in as a potential franchise-long player. How long he continues to play before retiring is uncertain, but that's a separate matter. This extension is a milestone, and it's amazing to see this signature again. One team official commented on the renewal, recalling how in our first year with the organization, we picked a player who genuinely excited us. Expectations were high, but no one could have predicted he'd become the player he is today. His leadership, passion for the game, dedication to teammates, and commitment to the fans truly stand out. He represents the team admirably on the field and is an incredible ambassador off it. His involvement with local communities speaks to his deep pride in his role, and he's worked hard to establish himself as one of the league's top players at his position. You could easily argue he's the best. That's not an exaggeration. He's signed. The deal is done. That's just a detail. His pride in his role and determination to be among the best tight ends in the league are evident. You could simply say he's the best tight end in football right now, and there'd be nothing wrong with that statement. The contract is signed, sealed, and delivered. There's no need to overanalyze. The excitement is real. At its core, the team secured a player for 4 more years, with a full extension and all the relevant terms. They added a player who brings not only talent, but incredible value to the organization, a teammate, a leader, and a standout individual. The details may get fuzzy, but the point stands. Today, this tight end is the highest paid at his position, edging out the next by roughly $100,000. That's the headline. He's the top-paid tight end, and rightly so. In related news, there's a developing story about another player connected to this situation. The team is reportedly shifting its focus toward completing that second extension now that the first one is done. There is a brief debate about whether this should be classified as news, but considering the implications, it's safer to share than ignore. Sources indicate that the team is seriously pivoting its attention to that next deal. Now, moving on, there's still a lot to cover, including insights from a post-draft NFL rankings breakdown. The team is on the rise. There's a long way to go, but the current power rankings reflect the Niners' improvement. Reviewing all teams post-draft, analysts noted that the Niners made key moves to strengthen a roster that had been weakened. The team spent its first 5 picks on defensive players before turning to offense on day 3, a strategy that wasn't surprising given how thin the depth chart looked after free agency. The potential from these recent picks could be major in the long run. Whether the team filled all its needs this offseason remains to be seen, but resources were used effectively. Prior to the draft, the team was ranked in the bottom half of the power rankings, reflecting the struggles from last season. It's clear those evaluations were based on previous results rather than future upside. From my perspective, when you factor in the challenging schedule and key coaching staff changes, both on special teams and defense, and the draft additions, particularly in run defense, there's reason for optimism. Sometimes, underperformance stems from misaligned responsibilities. Even so, I see real promise with this squad. If someone still ranks them as average based on last year's performance, fine, but I've noticed real progress. And I'm not the only one. That said, several platforms remain skeptical. Some gave poor draft grades, especially criticizing the strategy for addressing the offensive line. It's worth noting that these critiques didn't account for the most recent signing to patch the depth at tackle. Meanwhile, one prominent analyst from a major sports network praised the Niners' draft strategy, naming only 4 teams in that elite category, and the Niners were among them. That level of recognition carries weight. In this year's draft, the team added 11 players, and the analyst praised how they addressed needs and found value across all 3 days. They used 3 picks on defensive linemen, Michael Williams, Alfred Collins, and C.J. West, to fortify the trenches. That group caught the analyst's attention and earned the Niners a spot among his 4 most successful teams from the draft. The draft haul was notable, but there's more good news. The team is projected to receive 3 compensatory picks in the 2026 draft. As draft season approaches, these picks often get overlooked, but they are vital. Some late-round players who might be doubted at first often turn out to be ones the team couldn't have landed without those comp picks. The Niners received the maximum of 4 comp picks for 2025 and had 5 in 2024. You'd have to go back to 2018 to find the last time they didn't receive any. Thanks to a well-respected analyst who does a great job predicting the complex comp pick formula, the Niners are expected to get 3 more for 2026. This time, all based on net free agent losses. None are tied to minority coach hiring bonuses. These comp picks are projected to be tied to defensive line departures. One specific player's case doesn't count due to the team's offsetting acquisition of another. So what about 2025's comp picks? Technically, there were none, meaning the draft approach might have looked different if those hadn't been there. Without them, players like Upton Stout and Jordan Watkins, guys I believe in, might not have been selected. The same goes for Connor KBY and Junior Bergen. Without those comp picks, that's 4 valuable prospects potentially lost. Even if KBY raises some questions, Watkins and Stout are legitimate building blocks. This is a time when you need to think about the future while managing the current free agency landscape. That's the approach the Niners have taken with their offensive line, balancing the present and future with players like Mike Williams, Alfred Collins, Nick Martin, and C.J. West. These names symbolize the team's upward trajectory. There's real excitement here, and I hope you feel it too as we reflect on these past few days. It truly is an exciting time to be a Niners fan. There's more news coming. From what I can tell, the 90-man roster is nearly set. A few moves may still be ahead, but it's starting to take shape. I heard there was an update about the projected 53-man roster. I haven't seen it myself yet, but just imagining it puts a smile on my face. Things are changing fast, especially with the arrival of DJ Humphries. There's a lot happening right now, and I'll be here to keep you informed. We'll also soon talk about another key player I haven't mentioned yet, but I plan to. There are still many exciting things to cover. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, star wide receiver Devonte Adams, formerly with the Los Angeles Rams, has signed with the San Francisco 49ers. The stunning transfer was announced earlier today and immediately set social media and sports networks ablaze with speculation and disbelief. Known for his precise route running, elite hands, and ability to dominate against top defenders, Adams was expected to remain a cornerstone of the Rams' offense. Instead, he will now bolster an already potent 49ers roster that has been knocking on the door of a Super Bowl title. This unexpected signing comes after weeks of quiet tension behind the scenes. While Adams had not publicly expressed dissatisfaction with his role in Los Angeles, insiders now suggest that frustrations with the team's offensive direction and lack of postseason success may have influenced his decision. The 49ers, in turn, wasted no time securing his signature once the opportunity emerged, offering a lucrative deal that reportedly includes a hefty signing bonus and incentives tied to playoff performances. San Francisco's head coach Kyle Shanahan welcomed Adams with open arms, describing him as a game-changer and someone who perfectly fits the culture and competitive spirit of the team. Adams joins a high-powered offense led by quarterback Brock Purdy, dynamic running back Christian McCaffrey, and standout tight end George Kittle. The move sends a clear message. The 49ers are going all in for a championship run. The Rams, meanwhile, are left to regroup after losing their offensive star to a bitter NFC rival. Reactions from Rams fans range from stunned disbelief to outright anger, with many questioning how the franchise allowed such a talent to walk away. For Adams, however, the move represents a new chapter in his storied career, one that could very well end with him hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in a red and gold jersey. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.